and we will get going. So
I'm just
scenario
writing
for
this
this
down
one, right,
here.
guys? So Michelle's doing a KT. This is her first one, so be nice. And well, not her first one, but close. Um, so constructive criticism, please take notes, right? At the end, Michelle, you should be able to get through this by 9:50. Leave us about 10 minutes to kind of debrief and go over that. And if we go a few minutes over, totally okay. Also,
Okay.
no pressure. For right? It's
Okay.
it's training, right? It's not can't nobody can die doing this. Nobody can get hurt. So all yours, girl. Take it away.
All right. Me. Sorry. Do this really quickly. Just
Yeah. And
prop
you
this up
can
a
you
little
can
bit.
ad lib whatever you need to for the scenario. Like I will play along. I will be a very compliant client.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Um, hey Noah, good morning.
Hey, morning.
I saw I think Jennifer was supposed to be your referring person. I'm not
Sure. Whatever
sure,
you
but I
want.
saw Jennifer referred you to me today. How's your day going?
It's going great. Yeah, I thought she was gonna be here, but that's okay.
Yeah, something came up. So she wanted to be here, but she's doing important things, I promise.
No, it's okay. All right.
Um, so before I start with everything, I just want to get to know you a little bit, let you
Yeah.
know me a little bit. So tell me about yourself. Tell me about your family, where you're from, a little bit about your history.
Yeah. I mean, married, kids, right? Like adult kid down to like 12. We live down in Tampa now. Actually, I retired from the Army this past year, but we've been down here now for about 5 years. And just since leaving the Army, just kind of still figuring out some things on the civilian side. And Jen had mentioned that I should probably look at some life insurance and talking about like my old like TSP and just all that kind of stuff. So it's been on the list and I just haven't gotten to it yet.
Hey, I understand, and I'm a fellow veteran also of the Air Force, so
Oh
we have
wow.
that in common. What's your wife's name, by the way?
Yeah, Melissa.
Melissa. Okay. Just in case I refer to her, I'd rather use her name than
Oh sure, sure, sure.
your wife. So, so I hear, Tampa, where are you from originally?
California, but I've been in the Army my
California.
whole life, so I mean, I don't really. It's like that's where I was born, but I think I would say Florida is home now for sure.
Excellent. And tell me a little bit about your dreams, your retirement dreams, like where you are in that and your preparation for that.
Ooh, that's a big one. I don't know. I mean, obviously, like in a perfect world, I would be like retired, but I'm only 44, so I think I would get bored to death if I was just like retired. So, working, trying to just kind of like in between things right now, still kind of figuring that out.
Okay. What do you guys like to do for fun?
I mean, probably the biggest thing, like my wife loves cruising, but right now it's all like focused around kids. Like this is our oldest senior year, and so it's everything is about him and getting him, situated and hopefully on his way to West Point here pretty soon. So we're just waiting on that.
Perfect. So, how much cruising do you get to do? Now, I mean, I know life is busy right now, but before the graduation, that's going to
Yeah,
be coming up here.
at least one a year. I mean, if Melissa had her way, it would probably be like one a quarter, but but we'll see. We'll see.
All right. And other than, working right now, what keeps you from going once a quarter?
I mean, probably, yeah, probably just the cost. But right now,
Cost.
time, but also probably just, probably balance between time and cost.
Okay. Well, we're here to, you know, try to help you out with the cost, try to give you some options to maybe bring some more money in, make your wife a little happy. So, Noah, I'm sure Jen told you this, but I'm with a company called Primerica, and just give me a minute so I can
Yeah.
share my screen here with you as I tell
Yeah,
you a little
she
bit more about this.
she mentioned the name, but she didn't really tell me like a whole lot. She said just show up because she needed to get some training. I was hoping she was gonna be here, but I'll tell her how great the training was.
No worries. The um sorry. So yeah, so had you ever before Jed mentioned it to you off chance, had you ever heard of Primerica before?
No, never.
All right. Sorry. I am having a couple tech. There we go. You should be seeing my screen here pretty soon. Do you see a big blue sheet in front of you?
I sure do. Yeah.
Excellent. Are you on your phone or are you on your laptop?
Oh, I'm at a laptop. Jen asked me to be at a computer.
Okay, perfect. So some people checking from their phone, so I just want to make sure that you can see it well.
Yeah.
So, so you've never heard of Primerica, but if I said something um, like a good neighbor, could you complete that sentence?
Oh yeah. State Farm is there.
Exactly. And do you know why that is?
Probably because I see Jake in a commercial like 5, 6 times a day during a football game.
Yeah, well, because um, why am I State Farm? Sorry, I'm blanking on the company's name right now. Because State Farm spent over $1 billion in marketing alone, whereas yeah, it's a big number.
That's
B
huge.
billion with a B, not an
Yeah.
M. And even though you've never heard of Primerica because they don't have that budget on marketing, they've been around since 1977, which
Whoa.
predates me and predates you based on your
Yeah.
44 years you mentioned. So we are actually the largest independent financial company in the entire country right now,
That's
but you've never
crazy.
heard of us. We have over 130,000 agents.
Mhm.
We are owned. We used to be owned by companies called Citigroup. Have you ever heard of them?
Oh
You
yeah.
said you were in the military, so
Yeah.
I'm
My
assuming
government
at some
travel card
point your
was a
government
city
travel
card.
card.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. So, yes. So, ooh, sorry, got a notification. Um, so what happened was back in 2008, 2009, when the real estate market began to crash. Remember the housing market back then?
Oh yeah. I was
The
deployed.
crash?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So Citibank actually took a huge bailout from the government to avoid bankruptcy. And we said this doesn't look good because if you look right here, what is one of our missions?
Oh yeah. Debt free.
To be debt free, right? So our parent company just took a bailout from the government. We're trying to show people how to be debt free, how money works. So we actually went independent in 2010 in the New York Stock Exchange. Our right here, New York Stock
Mhm.
Exchange, our symbol is PRI. You can go and Google that, see our shares right there on the internet. It started out at about $10 a share, and in the past 12 years, even with all the stuff going on in the economy, it's gone from $10 to over $140 a share. Just massive, massive growth.
Wow. I just Googled it since I'm sitting here. It's actually almost $262 a share. That's
Well,
crazy.
that's good to know. This slide needs to be updated.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so yeah, so exponential growth. We're a financial brokerage, Noah, and we work for all different types of companies, and we offer investments like Roth IRAs, 401ks, kids' college funds. We work with companies. Actually, let me bring up that slide for you so you can see exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
So if you're in
is
the
that?
straight up blue page, this is the Primerica one. This isn't the Frankenstein one. So the Frankenstein one that I
I
made
thought
is
I
the
opened the Frankenstein
that's
one.
okay, right? But and this is a good point, right? So like obviously pause in the demo, but this is where like preparation going into an appointment, you need to have like the documents that you're planning to use. But that's why I made that beta presentation, the Atlas beta presentation document, is so that you don't have to jump between a bunch of different presentations and it's kind of all in one place.
Yeah, and I'm having a hard time. Oh,
That's okay.
it's because my
Don't
husband has
don't
this
don't worry
set up.
about jumping over to it right now.
Okay, yeah, because I don't have it open.
Hmm?
We will just visualize the
Yep.
the web sheet there.
Yeah.
So if you look at the sheet, you'll see that we work with mortgage companies, investment companies, home and auto insurance, and the big one with our name on it is the life insurance.
Yep.
So have you heard of these Lincoln Financial, American Century Investments, Fidelity? Are you familiar with any of those investment companies?
Oh yeah, Fidelity for sure.
Okay, great. So yeah, so it's companies you've heard of, and we partner with them to help you out with your investments. We also do insurance, life, home, auto. We shop it out with about 30 to 40 different carriers because who doesn't want to save money on their insurance right now?
Heck yeah, freaking car insurance is insane.
Yeah. So after this, I will give you a number that you can call and you can check out our marketplace and see if we can save you money on your auto insurance. We've partnered with Quicken Loans and Rocket Mortgage to do mortgages as well. And lastly, like I said, life insurance is one of our biggest pieces of all. We're actually the second largest uh, seller of term life insurance in the country. Last year, we put over $100 billion of new life insurance into force. Just a massive company, right, Noah?
That is a ton. That's crazy.
All right, now, so have you heard of the Forbes magazine?
Sorry, say that again.
Have you ever heard of Forbes
Oh,
magazine?
Forbes, yeah.
Yeah, we're actually voted the best insurance company in 2022 and the best employer for women over the past 4 years because moms can get licensed and work online from home around their family schedules and still make incredible money. So I want you to think about the biggest insurance company in the country, the ones with all the money. If I was going to say to you, the duck, like quack, quack, who does the duck work for?
Oh, Aflac,
Yeah. What about Flo with the blue apron?
Progressive.
Who does she work for? Yeah, Progressive. And then there's everyone's favorite, which you mentioned before, your boy Jake. Who does he work for?
Oh yeah, State Farm.
So you would agree that some of the biggest, most well-known insurance companies in the entire country, um, whoa, sorry. So you would agree these are some of the biggest, most well-known insurance companies in the entire country, right?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, this is really difficult. You guys made it look a lot more easy.
Reps and
Now
sets, guys.
here's
Reps and sets.
Yeah. Now, here's the million-dollar question. What type of pants is Jake from State Farm always wearing?
No, khakis, of course.
There you go. That's right. The only difference is we don't have a duck or a Flo or a lizard or a general or a Jake from State Farm wearing khakis. Instead, it's just you and me, and I'm not wearing any pants right now. That's a
Well,
Zoom life. That's horrible. I
so
need to
that's
delete
so
that.
pause, right? Like t TV timeout. So this is where in the script,
Yes.
well, first of all, right, this is the recruiting script, but
Yeah.
the recruiting script is very similar in terms of presentation explaining about the company as it would be for a KT. But there are nuances, right?
Oh
There
no.
there are sort of like tweaks that need to happen a little bit. No, I was just letting you roll there. Um, and so this is kind of what I talked about a few days ago versus, right? I have not, this is the same script that we've had since 2023, hence the numbers. We've not updated or changed these purely because Andy has this like antithesis about like changing things because people start changing one thing and then the next thing you know, the entire script is different. Okay. And
And
so,
honestly, this is why when I did it with my brother, I just took an outline
yeah,
of
yeah,
like the general points and did it that way because this is um this is just
that
different.
it's okay. So let's pause for a minute, right? It's 9:30. So you can stop your screen share. We're gonna circle the wagons here really quick.
Okay.
So let's do this. I'm gonna unpin both of us so we can see everybody. And boom. First of all, great job, right? Because you volunteered to do this. You want like you asked for it, right?
Yeah.
And so I know it's not easy, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. I can 100% promise you that. And I want you guys to think about doing a presentation like working out. Like the first time you ever tried to curl something or do a like pull-ups. Here's a great example. Or a push-up, right? The first time or a dip. The first time you ever tried to do one of those, it was not easy. But if you kept doing it and you kept training and you trained some of the other like, support muscles and some of the other like it got easier. Well, it didn't get easier. The motion and the work output required are the exact same. You got stronger. And just like this doesn't change. The presentation is the same. Everything is the same. You just got better. Okay. So here's my debrief comments really quick. Just some things that I was hoping you guys have picked up on, right? So one, form was a little too long for a KT. That's a great way to kind of think about form in terms of like a recruiting appointment. But for a KT, doesn't necessarily need to be that, right? Because look, I'm not trying to like build up a bunch of like ammunition to come back from, right? Plus,
Okay.
the person is volunteering, they're there for training. It's like you don't want to feel like you're interrogating them, right? So that was the first one. The second one was when we're sitting down for a client appointment and the person's married, should we be sitting with just one of them? Right. Now, obviously, that's a setup because I wasn't going to drag Mel in here. But if you ever get to that point and you're sitting down and you're like, hey, like, married kids, we go, you're like, oh, yeah, my wife's Melissa. Like, hey, awesome. Is she available? Is she around? I would love for her to hear this while we go through this. We generally like to talk to spouses together. Is that fair? Okay. So that's a big one. As you were working through like pulling up screen share and that sort of thing, the note that I wrote was never admit failure, right? So never admit that you're having technical difficulties. Never admit that, right? Within reason, right? Obviously, if you're like in an application and something glitches right there, like you can make a joke about technology. But if you're having trouble, guys, just bringing something up or it's delayed for some reason, just make small talk. Just fill it in, right? But if you volunteer that you're making mistakes, people start to think that you're going to continue making mistakes, right? This is a psychology thing. Okay. You you said, "Oh, notification," right? So my cue into that is you're not paying attention to me, right? Guys, put your stuff on do not disturb. If you have an appointment coming up or you have appointments coming up like back to back, set your stuff to do not disturb and fix it on the backside. Get
Yeah,
back
I
to
just
it on the
thought you heard the
backside.
ding. That's why if you heard okay, that's why I was said notification, not because I was reading it, because I just thought you heard
Right.
the
But
ding
whether
come up.
but whether right?
Yeah.
Perception's reality, right? And Zoom does a great job, guys, of filtering out background noise. Right? So
Okay.
you like just know like almost the only sound that Zoom will pick up is spoken voice. There's a lot of crap that gets filtered out. I mean, it has to be pretty loud before it comes over the actual Zoom. Okay. Fast forward a little bit. Uh, you fixed it, but at one point you said we work for a bunch of these other investment companies. We always work with, right? We're a brokerage. We can work with anybody, work with anybody. We already talked about having the documents up for the presentation. And the last one that I had was a better tie down for the home and auto side, right? So the sort of like the umbrella tie down is if we could save you money on something you're already spending money on, Michelle, wouldn't that make sense? Not, I'm just going to give you a number and call it.
Okay.
'Cause I might, right? But you never got any sort of verbal commitment from me that it makes sense or that I want to. I just told you my car insurance was really expensive. Maybe I pay for like some sort of white glove service and God forbid I have something on my insurance. I want that, right? I never said I didn't want it. I just said it was expensive, right? And so, but remember, those are those things, right? Those tie downs, they're universal. If I could save you money on something you're already spending money on, well, that would make a lot of sense. Am I right? Perfect. Listen, if you could call one number and get it quoted to like 30 companies and they were able to save you some money, wouldn't you at least want to know? Of course. Awesome. Listen, I'll give you a number right after this and make sure you use my discount code or make sure you use Jen's discount code. That way, if you save some money and you're happy, she gets paid. Is that cool? Right.
Okay.
So,
No, thank
but
you.
yeah, no, overall, like, listen, great job. Great job. Anybody else? Anything else that I missed besides what I already mentioned? And feel free, right? Constructively, nicely.
You did great. I think during form, you asked like about like a birthplace, like that's more for me, like history of like in the recruiting side,
Mhm.
just like where they say they're kind of living, like that's like leave it at that. Just so add the extra questions within form, which I think that might have been why it seemed so long.
Yeah, great point. So
But
like
just like
nice, nice thing about form
the
on the
basic
recruiting
like
is like market.
form.
Yeah, trying to understand markets and knowing where people are and those sorts of things. So
But like I love the form. I love your form aspect of like wanting to know all about them. But remember, with potential clients, like you're gonna build that relationship over time because you're gonna come back for policy deliveries. You're gonna check in with them, once a quarter. So you're never gonna lose that connection. And at each check-in point, you'll always be able to catch up with them and find out more.
yep, love that. Love that.
Yeah, no,
Congrats.
you did great for ripping the Band-Aid off and throwing it out there. So, and then yeah, I did pick up on the notification, but like Noah said, like they don't know if you're messing up. They can't see what we're seeing, and so yeah, just fill it in with small chit chat. Like, hey, what are you guys doing the rest of the day? Just they don't know. Just like in a recruit appointment, they don't know what we're supposed to be saying unless like tell them because you want to keep confidence because it's that if they think they've seen them, they're going to lose that confidence in wanting to work with you as a potential client. So just always keep confident in it. But
Sweet.
no, you did great.
Thanks, Webs. Because Michelle, what did I give you? What did I tell you this morning? Right. So, guys, I texted Michelle this morning. I said, "Hey, how you feeling? Do you need any last minute coaching? You have any tips or whatever?" And she said, "Well, do you have anything you want to share?" And I said, "Yeah, pretend I know nothing, and
Yeah.
I don't know what it's supposed to look like.
Okay. Yeah,
I
you did say
I
that.
I have no idea. I have no clue." Emily, you're unmuted. What you got, girl?
Oh. So I was just gonna say for that was really, really good. Like compared to my first times, like that was amazing.
Facts.
And yes, fact. So also I just wanted to let you know that the one thing that I caught was I know it says it in the script sometimes, but I would say Primerica, when you're referring to Primerica, it's we and take ownership of it. You said
Mm,
a lot of times they, and I know sometimes the script goes to that, but when you say we, it kind of makes you like own the company more and it makes you a little more confident. And it's instead of saying they. So that was kind of just my only thing that I caught. But other than that, like I said, I thought that was really good and you had lots of confidence. So good
I
job.
love that. I didn't even pick up on that. That's really good. Anybody else? Anybody else? Bum, 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 bum,
You
bum.
you used a lot. That's what I noticed.
Yeah, that's a crutch word, 1,000%. And the more confident that you get with the presentation, the less that will happen. And you'll either fill that with like some mini pauses, just like any normal public speaking. We remove the ums when we're confident and we are prepared. Those ums just naturally fall away because we have a cadence and we have time to fill in those spaces. But it's a thinking word, right? But that's okay. That will come. That will flow and fall away over time. And I owe you guys that script from yesterday, but the whole Copilot thing and it did not work the way I wanted it to. So I'm still editing that and bring that down. So I will get that out to you guys shortly. It might be this weekend, but maybe later tonight. Anything else? Any other questions? Or any other comments, critiques, improvements? Chastity? All right, girl? You good? You freezing to death? Yeah? No? Okay, good. So we got 20 minutes. We can reset and start over, or we can move into like the next thing. Michelle, what do you want to try?
Oof. What is the next thing? Let me know
So
my
yeah, so like
options.
the next piece, right? So where you were sort of at right now, like we hadn't really gotten down to the like the middle of the blue
Oh,
page in
keep
terms of
progressing as if I already did the front.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Sort of just like pick
Um,
up in the middle.
okay, let me find the middle here for me. Yeah,
Mhm.
that way I could just kind of get my feedback for the whole thing and then
Sure.
next time
Yep.
I do it, I'll have complete, you know. So
So yeah, so I would plan to pick up, Blue Page wise, right? Sort of around like our mission, because where I really want you to get, like, the next step is like the flow of asking, outside of yourselves, who's currently handling your finances, right? Outside of work, who's handling your life insurance and retirement planning, right? Because those are the setups to get into the are you open to, right?
okay.
And so part of the other thing that we missed on the front end, because you were following the recruiting script, was sort of like the setup for like the overall like expectation management for what's happening today. Right. So, hey, Michelle,
Okay.
thank you so much for showing up. Jen's gonna get some great training today. Had Jen been here, she should have introduced me and you, right? So introduced you to me, right? And then because that's you kind of want that setup, and that's that warm handoff in order for the person that brought the client to the appointment, meeting the person that's delivering the presentation, establishing some credibility, right? So that was on me. I should have like role played that a little bit better for you. Um, but then expectation management of, hey, Michelle, thank you so much for, agreeing to help Jen get some training today. So kind of what we're going to do is I'm going to explain the company a little bit, probably 10, 15 minutes. And then I'm going to walk you through what it looks like for a normal client presentation so that you can kind of get a better understanding. And then Jen gets to see, like a demonstration. Sound good? Awesome. And look, today, if we can help, if there's anything we can help you with as we're kind of walking through this, just let me know, right? And if we can't, that's okay too, because then you'll still know more about what Jen's doing, and that way you can send her some referrals later on as she gets going. Is that fair? Awesome. Right. So expectation management. So now you sort of bring the temperature down in the meeting, because think about like when you show up, right, on a Zoom, somebody's doing something new, they agreed to do some training. What's the first thing that the person coming to the meeting is generally thinking? What's this yahoo trying to sell me?
Sure.
Right? I mean, it and and it happens, right? Ahead of time. People will be like, listen, you don't have to buy anything. Just sit down and listen. I got to get some training. That happens, right? I prefer that doesn't happen, because at the end of the day, it's in your favor if they do move forward for you and the new recruit. And so if they're out there saying, listen, just show up on the meeting. Well, they're going to be half tuned in, smoking a cigarette, kicking the dog, not paying attention, right? Like, you want them there. So don't tell your new recruits to tell people that, please, because it has happened in the past. But it is true. They don't have to buy anything. There's no requirement. But if you set it up that way and you sort of bring the temperature down and you say, hey, I'm just going to show you a little bit, I'm going to explain the company, kind of walk you through a normal client appointment. If we can help you with anything today, perfect. We'll get that taken care of, right? And if not, that's okay too. So sort of like giving that power and then taking it back away. So like in a recruiting appointment, it's, hey, listen, Michelle, if at any point today you feel like this just isn't for you, would you do me a favor? Would you just tell me? Because I'm really not in the business of wasting people's time. I don't want to waste your time and I don't want to waste mine. Is that okay? Perfect. So I gave power. Now I'm about to take it right back. And Michelle, I'll be honest with you, if I thought that this would not be a good fit for you for some reason, I would let you know. Is that fair? I would tell you, because I don't want to waste your time either. Took it right back. Right. And so same thing kind of happens here on a client appointment. Show you what it looks like, walk you through it, open to, right? And then you also kind of remove it saying, and if not, that's okay too, because you'll still know more about what Jen's doing, and you can send her some referrals in the future. Sound good? Awesome. Keep it light, guys. Right? Keep it light. Because the more people feel like they're getting what they were told in terms of, I just need to get some training. Can you really help me out? Can you sit down? Right? Well, if that's their expectation coming in, and then I sort of reaffirm that expectation of just going to show you what this is, kind of walk you through some things. If we can help you, great. If not, great. Right? And so, but that comes with time. That comes with time. And so what else? Anything?
Not right now.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna have to listen to this whole recording later to really
Yeah. Yeah. So
get it all
let's
together.
let's do this then, right? Let's pause for a second and then sort of like regroup and then sort of set up for this weekend in terms of setting some appointments, moving in to trying to get some closes before we have month end, right? And so month end is midnight on the second. So technically like 3 a.m. on the third or some crap, right? Because it's midnight Pacific. So guys, if we're up closing at like 1:30 a.m., like okay, but basically midnight on the second. And so that's Monday night. And so that's month end, right? And so we need to get in there. We need at least a couple of more policies. Great work so far this month. We've had 23 life apps submitted this month. That's our biggest month in the last 3 months, right? 18 and 18 were the last couple. So great job, right? That's improvement. That's a huge improvement. It's almost a 20% increase over last month. So keep that going. It's actually closer to 25. But we need more, right? We need more because if we have more apps getting submitted, that means more people are getting trained. More apps getting submitted by this group means more people are getting paid because most of you are licensed, right? And more is better always. So setting an appointment, making a phone call, reaching out to somebody this weekend or today, ideally, in terms of, hey, man, listen, I know we've been talking about this and I know you've been kind of on the fence, but let's just sit down so I can show you what this looks like. And if it makes sense, great. And if it doesn't, look, I'll never bug you again. Is that fair? Right? Emily, I was looking through my notes for, follow-ups with clients. Um, we were supposed to sit down with somebody on like the 12th and we never did. Gilbert's, right? Are they gone?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Matt. I've reached back out, did a text and phone call, just and nothing back yet. So
Okay. Right. Is what it is. Fortune's in the follow-up, guys. And I'll leave with this and then I'll answer any questions. But I sent this to Michelle this morning because we had met with somebody a while ago and then we haven't gotten back together in a minute. And so I said, hey, have you reached back out to, right, X? And she said, no, right? And here's why I asked that question. Because if we are not reaching out and we're not following up, here's kind of the numbers. Almost half of people out there, and these are sales, just writ large, right? Almost half of people out there never follow back up with a client or a prospect, right? The fortune's in the follow-up, guys. And look at that last one. Look at that last bullet. 80% of the closes are going to happen somewhere between the fifth and the 12th contact. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? And I can't remember what there's a sales presentation, something out there that talks about like, you know, 20% or like 80% of agents have no formal sales training. And that's any like people just in sales general, right? And so we're fixing that, right? We're fixing that. But remember, sales is a process. It's a learned skill. Overcoming objections is a learned skill. And so if we're mastering fundamentals, well, we have to master prospecting, we have to master recruiting, you have to master overcoming objections. Delivering a great presentation is one of those fundamentals because if you can't present, you can't close, right? The the thing to focus on though is like a bunch of those things come from appointment setting. You have to be able to get on an appointment first before you can give a presentation. In order to get on an appointment, you have to be able to overcome an objection, right? And so those are the basics in terms of being able to like actually get into that. So 10 minutes left. Questions. Anything help? Okay. Go ahead, Michelle.
No, I just want to make sure I do have besides Joanna and following up with the churches, were you tracking anything? Because I was writing my list of things I needed to do today. And
Okay.
if we can meet Saturday for the educational portion of it, does that work for you? The
Uh,
packets,
yeah, we can meet Saturday.
okay,
My morning Saturday is pure football, but
okay,
I have some openings in the afternoon,
okay,
later afternoon and into the evening, so that works. But yeah, let me just grab a spot on the calendar and we'll go from there. Um,
okay.
I think the only other ones that we hadn't gotten locked on the calendar were the down here, your brother's boss.
Yeah, and I have, she said since it's Friday, I was gonna reach out to her, say I'm planning my schedule
Mm.
for next week and
Yep.
see, so thank you, because I did mentally think of that, but,
And so
okay,
here's a way, guys, if somebody is sort of like not blowing you off, but just sort of like Heismaning you in terms of like setting an appointment. Remember, pencil you in is very powerful, right? So, hey, Michelle, listen, I know we talked about getting back together next week, and I really am looking forward to that. Why don't we do this just generally for next week? When's going to be better for you, Monday or Tuesday? I'll just get you penciled in because the calendar fills up quick, and I want to make sure you get a time that you know for the most part is going to work for you. What time is generally better for you? 7 or 8? Now you can make that assumption because you know if you're sitting down with a married like spouse client, generally it's going to be the evening. Unless one of them works like a swing shift and they have like a weird schedule. But generally, if they both work during the day or one of them works primarily during the day and they're both together in the evenings, you can sort of make that safe assumption. And you can even joke. You can say, hey, listen, though, like the 7 and 8 o'clock time slots get taken really quick because that's kind of when everybody's available. I want to make sure you get a time and a day that you think is going to work for you, and we'll just pencil you in. And if something changes, that's okay. We'll move it. But I at least want to have like a start point. So like as far as us getting together, when would be better? Monday or Tuesday?
okay.
Tuesday, perfect. Do you want to do 6 or 7 because we have a meeting at 8 o'clock. If you want to do 8, I need to do Monday. Drive the train. Drive the train. So that's the way to sort of like overcome that. Like, oh yeah, I'll get back to you. Oh, I'll get back to you. Hey, perfect. Listen, do me a favor. I just want to get you penciled in for a time that generally what you think is going to work. And if we need to change it, great. But if not, this is what we'll plan for because this time slot gets taken up frequently. So I don't want to miss you because we weren't able to get that done. Right. So that's the way to sort of not well, it's the way to get what you want without sounding pushy because you're doing it for them.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
You're doing them a favor by getting it done in a time that works for them and reserving them a slot. Right. I'm going to make sure I get you the slot that makes sense for you. Okay.
Okay. And I don't know if you checked, but Gabby was making some progress on her course yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. She responded. She said she had a like a test or something, but she's
yeah,
been in there. She's got, I think, 4 of the 6 chapters done. She's plugging
I think
along.
she was on Unit 6 last night. So
Oh, wow. Okay. She must have
yeah,
got back in there then. Good.
yeah. So
Good. Yeah. And then talk to Eileen, right? And see if, because I would love, like, if you want me there, I will come with you. But I would really love, I mean, that's your sister and your niece. Like, I
yeah.
would love for you to just get in, close that, try to feel as comfortable as you can. Do the full presentation, right? Don't just get in there and close it. Use them as a guinea pig.
Okay.
Hey, Gabby, listen, I know you guys have heard this before, but I kind of want to show you what this looks like. I need the practice, right? And so guess what? You're gonna hear like the first 20 minutes and I might fumble a little bit, but I need the practice and it'd be good for you to hear it anyway if you ever think you want to do this some more. So I'm gonna walk through this, but then we'll get the application submitted. That piece is easy. Don't worry about that. Right.
Okay. Perfect.
Yep. Anybody else? Anything? Okay, I'm gonna stop this recording.